Remember the soul you forgot. There comes a moment in every soul's life, not loud, not dramatic, but irreversible. A moment where the noise fades, the striving stops, the masks feel heavy, and something ancient within you stirs. Not a dream, a memory, a knowing that has always been there, waiting beneath the silence. You may call it soul awakening. I call it a return to what was never truly lost. From here, a choice appears, not between right or wrong, but between remaining who the world told you to be, or surrendering to the soul you were born to become. It is up to you to choose the conditioned identity you have mastered so well, or to follow your soul's original blueprint. The walk, the path your soul was designed for, the one that still pulses beneath every breath you take. This is not a journey of becoming more. It's a sacred return to the real purpose in this life. And so the path begins, not with steps, but with soul truth. These are not teachings, they are remembrances. You must release the roles that were only ever meant to be bridges. You were never just the daughter, the mother, the wife, the colleague. Never just the caregiver, the housewife, the businesswoman. These roles helped you survive. They gave shape to a life not yet anchored in soul. They were needed. They were even sacred for a time. But now, they are too small for who you truly are. Soul remembering does not ask for more effort. It asks for truth. It gently removes what no longer fits until only the essential remains. This is not a rejection. It is a rerouting, a return to the place before titles, where the soul whispers, you are not a role, you are remembrance. When you release the masks, you do not lose yourself. You find the one who was never lost. This is where the soul begins to breathe again. This is the sound of remembering. This is how wholeness begins, and you find the soul you forgot. You must learn to walk with the silence, not against it. There is a place within you where the world cannot follow. It is quiet, not because something is missing, but because something eternal is speaking. This is not the silence of emptiness. This is the sacred stillness where soul remembering begins. At first, your mind may resist it. It will call you back to the familiar, the noise, the doing, the endless reaching. But soul truth is never loud. It arrives softly, like breath, like light, like a whisper you forgot how to hear. And when you stay in this silence, something begins to open, not outside of you, within. A knowing beyond thought, a presence beyond time, a soft, radiant awareness that says, this is who you are without the noise. You were never alone in the silence. The soul was simply waiting for your return. This is where the soul begins to breathe again. This is the sound of remembering. This is how wholeness begins, and you find the soul you forgot. You must remember what you were never meant to forget. There was a time before this one, before the roles, before the rules, before the forgetting. A time when you knew without needing to prove. A time when you walked with light, not as something outside you, but as something within. That knowing didn't disappear, it went quiet, hidden beneath all the ways you learned to be acceptable, reasonable, explainable. But now the soul is stirring, not to teach you something new, but to help you remember what your bones already carry. The wisdom is not in the sky. It's not in a teacher or a book. It is the soft fire in your chest, the deep echo in your belly, the voice that has always waited for you to listen. This is not about becoming someone greater. It is about reclaiming the one who already knows. The soul you forgot has never once forgotten you. This is the sound of remembering. This is where the soul begins to breathe again. This is the sound of remembering. This is how wholeness begins, and you find the soul you forgot. You must become a sanctuary for the parts of you that went missing. There are pieces of you still standing in the past, not because you failed, but because you adapted. Because this world wasn't ready for all of you. The softness, the fire, the voice that knew without needing proof, the deep sensitivity that felt too much too soon, the ancient knowing you tried to silence to stay safe. These are not flaws. These are fragments of divine memory, pages of your soul's origin story, scattered but never erased. You are not broken. You simply lost parts of yourself along the way, and now the light is calling them home. Not to fix, not to purify, but to return. Wholeness is not a destination. It is the sacred return to what was never truly lost. The light remembers you, and the moment you welcome these pieces home, you will feel it. A deeper breath, a soft expansion, a quiet power. The soul exhaling, I am here, I remember now. This is where the soul begins to breathe again. This is the sound of remembering. This is how wholeness begins. And you find the soul you forgot. You must stop abandoning yourself in the name of love. You were the one who stayed, the one who held the weight, the one who made herself small so others could feel safe. You became the safe space, the caretaker, the light in the storm. And yes, it was noble, it was beautiful, it was soul-led for a time. But now, your energy knows. You are not here to be consumed. You are not here to give endlessly until you vanish from yourself. You are here to embody, not rescue. To remember, not perform. To walk so fully with the light that others remember their own. You do not need to explain your boundaries. Your soul is your permission. This is not selfishness. This is sacred alignment. And when you stop turning away from yourself to save everyone else, you return to the center of your own being, where the light of Source meets you without condition, no masks, no performance, only presence, only your soul. The ones who are ready will rise beside you, and the ones who are not were never yours to carry. This is where the soul begins to breathe again. This is the sound of remembering. This is how wholeness begins, and you find the soul you forgot. You must trust the sacred unfolding. The soul does not move in straight lines. It spirals. It flows. It pauses when the mind wants progress and leaps when you think you are not ready. There is no chart to follow, no blueprint for becoming, no linear path to walk on. Your remembering will not fit into steps or systems. It will not unfold on your timeline. Because this is not a journey of control. This is the sacred unraveling of everything you thought you needed. So the truth beneath it all can rise. The more you try to understand it, the heavier it becomes. The more you try to plan it, the farther you feel from it. But when you surrender, when you place your faith not in outcomes, but in your own soulful alignment, something begins to open. It might take weeks. It might take months. It might take even longer. It can come in waves. It can come slowly and gently, or as a powerful thunderbolt. But then it's here. A soft rhythm, a deeper breath, a knowing that doesn't need to be explained because it is felt in every cell of your being. And in that moment you remember, every step you take is destined to be. Every person you meet is meant to be. This is not confusion. This is remembering. You are not here to walk a path designed by others. You are guided by the light of Source. You are here to return in your own way, in your own time, in your own light. This is where the soul begins to breathe again. This is the sound of remembering. This is how wholeness begins, and you find the soul you forgot. You must let the pain become your passage. You cannot bypass the pain. You cannot spiritually beautify it, avoid it with practices, or escape it with positive words. Because when you do, you leave the path your soul came here to walk. Your soul does not want avoidance. It wants integration. It wants to unshackle the chains that have held it back for lifetimes. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your threshold. The moment where the old dissolves and the new has not yet taken form. Pain is not here to make you give up. It is not the end. It is the grief of remembering, the shedding of your old skin, your old self, the version of you that was never real, only masked, the version of you shaped by fear and adjustment, not by soul. It is the fire that softens the shell around your soul. And when you stop running from it, when you allow yourself to feel it all, with breath, with presence, with compassion, you discover something hidden beneath it. Your capacity to hold light expands. The same place that held sorrow now becomes the space that holds truth. The places that once carried weight now carry radiance. The same place that held your deepest pain becomes the beginning of your liberation. The place where you begin to meet your real self, your real soul. And in that moment, you are no longer seeking the soul you forgot. You are walking as her. You have become your soul again. This is where the soul begins to breathe again. This is the sound of remembering. This is how wholeness begins. And you find the soul you forgot. And you simply know it. You no longer chase the light. You are the light, remembered, restored, returned. You no longer seek to become. You have come home to who you have always been. You walk with the voice of the soul beneath your feet. You carry the wisdom of lifetimes in your breath. You rise not as a seeker, but as a living remembrance, a soul who once forgot, and now walks the earth as the one who remembers.